Well guys, I done something I did not think I would ever do. And that's about the only way that I can really say that. I'm not saying that I'm above it or better than it, but I just never thought that I would buy this. But I do have to say, going with the theme of the car being a budget build drift car, it kind of does fit right in. So fingers crossed this isn't a complete pile of shit, and hopefully it will at least last me a season. But that's neither here nor there. We'll see. But here it is. I got it in the mail. It actually came fairly quickly considering what's going on in the world right now, but we're gonna go ahead and unbox it. The box is completely trashed. It showed up to my door like that. Surprisingly, I'm pretty sure everything is okay. We're gonna go ahead and pull this out and inspect it and show you on camera. It's heavy though. Oh God. All right. Whew. There she is, boys, in all of her rattle can red glory. What you see here is an XTD Stage 2 clutch. Whatever Stage 2 means, I have no clue, but it said it was rated for like low 300 foot-pound of torque, I believe, which is rated at the flywheel. So to the wheels, it's probably mid 200s at the most. So it's probably gonna slip if I do anything other than leave it stock, but we'll see. This kit was like $255 shipped. That includes this pressure plate, as you can see, your pilot bearing, new flywheel bolts. It's actually surprising. It's beefy flywheel here. The reason I went with this is because not a lot of people resurface the factory dual mass flywheels in these Lexuses, and I really just don't want the car down long. Yes, this flywheel is lighter than the factory flywheel, but this is the heaviest lightweight flywheel I could find. Apparently, from what I've researched and whatnot, you don't want too light of a flywheel for drifting, just because it won't keep the RPMs up there. You'll have to drive the car a lot harder. But I believe this flywheel is 19 pounds maybe. And from what I researched, a very popular clutch upgrade in these cars is like a MK4 Super clutch. And from what I found out, the flywheel with those are like 18 pounds. So hopefully this is sufficient. I didn't want no crazy light like 9 pound, 11 pound flywheel. Hopefully this will be good enough for drifting. If the clutch even lasts that long. I've looked on the forums and the Facebook pages. A lot of people say they get about 1,000 to 3,000 miles out of these clutch. So I'm not going in this with a lot of confidence. But in all honesty, this is all that the budget allowed right now. I was going to take the car down the road and show you what it was doing. Obviously it's slipping. I don't feel like I should have to take the car down the road, get a GoPro video and show you that the clutch is slipping. Everybody pretty much knows what clutch slip is. I basically roll into it and the RPMs just go up and the car really doesn't go anywhere. So that's a no-go for drifting. Since that's the case, this has to be better than what's in it. How long it lasts, I don't know. Let me move this out of the way. And we also got a new throwout bearing with a clip. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one or not. It really depends on what the factory one looks like in the car. Should I go get an OEM Toyota Lexus throwout bearing? Yes. Am I? No. Comes with a cool sticker. Not going to use that. Comes with an alignment tool. It got banged up pretty good in shipping, so hopefully this works and fits the clutch disc. And last but not least, we got our clutch disc. It doesn't look too bad. All the springs in the hub are really tight, so that's a good sign. It should work right out the box. Alignment tool works pretty good. That's nice. So you put this back in the bag, keep everything separate and clean. I just got the car put in here. It's Friday night, Saturday morning, whatever you want to call it, about 1:15 in the morning, and I ain't really got nothing to do. So figured I'm gonna go ahead and get the car in here. But yeah, that's enough talking. Here's the clutch. I'm sure a lot of you Lexus guys that watch this probably ain't gonna run this clutch, but if I have luck with it, you know, what's the harm in saving a couple bucks? So we'll see. I'll be the guinea pig for y'all, and like I said, fingers crossed, hopefully all goes well. So let's get to work. All right, I crawled up under the car here, and I did look, and it looks like a really tight fit where the bell housing and the exhaust is. More so where the header meets the, I guess you'd call it the catback maybe. So I did watch a video. I cannot remember the name of the channel right now, but I will credit that here. But he did remove his manifold and his exhaust and all that. I'm not sure if we have to, but this doesn't look like it's that. This doesn't look like it's that bad to remove. Everything seems there, as long as you know, no studs break, or as long as everything comes off easy, it shouldn't really be that big an issue. Should be able to snake it up through there, maybe. We shall see, but I do want to give myself the best chance at getting this thing out without dropping the subframe. So for moving this exhaust is going to give us a little bit more room to work. I might as well do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the intake off. That way I can get access to it, pull that off, and I'll still probably have to separate it at the catback as well, remove the header, and then take the hangers off the exhaust and drop it off separately. Then after that, I did crawl under there. My O2's gone. I don't have a rear O2. Shit's been cut. It's a hole. There's not even a sensor in it. So I lucked out on having to do that step, I guess, if you want to call me lucky. But after this, I will be dropping the drive shaft. Before you do that though, always drain the transmission, because as soon as you pull the drive shaft out, it's gonna pour everywhere. And yeah, after the drive shaft's out, you know, I'll have to pull the center console and shit, get the shifter out of there. But after that, I think I can start working on the bell housing bolts. So might be getting ahead of myself, but I'll talk to y'all when I get a little farther into this. All right, y'all, I cracked them loose with this small 1/2-inch breaker bar. Just to get the Milwaukee on this thing, and it seemed like they fairly, you know, they came loose fairly okay. I about broke my wrist, by the way. But they're all coming off pretty nice, so fingers crossed I didn't just jinx myself, and we'll be able to get the rest of these and slide this manifold off. By the way, I am using a 9/16, I believe. Yep. So just in case if anyone's doing this, that's what size it is. All right, the manifold came off fairly easy. The nuts did anyways. There is a bracket on the bottom that holds where this meets to the catback that bolts to the trans. Once you take that off and kind of hold it over this way, the manifold will slide off. I had a little problems with the back ports. It wanted to kick, so I could not get it off without kind of prying on this and pulling the bottom over towards the passenger side, and then it slid right off just fine. It's just kind of a pain in the butt doing by myself. Now the problem is, it's still all one piece. So I did get, as you can see, it's all hanging there. I just cannot get them rusty bolts loose. They're stripping, and I don't want to make them any worse. So we might end up having to cut this header off, which I'm not opposed to doing, just, you know, to save time. I can cut that, get this manifold out, get the exhaust out of the way, and then I can work on the bolts out of the car. I'm probably going to leave this like that tonight. I'm going to go under there, drain the trans fluid, see if I can get the drive shaft out. Once the drive shaft's out, I might mess with the shifter. I'm not sure yet. I think it's already like 3 or 4 in the morning, so been working kind of slow, honestly. I've been playing that sim back. I'm just, like I said, I'm here by myself. I just wanted to get a little bit of progress done, because tomorrow is the weekend. Everyone will be here, and honestly, we'll probably get this thing out and back in tomorrow. I just wanted to get a little bit of a head start. That way it's not that big a pain in the ass. So I'm going to get back to work and let y'all know of any snags that I hit along the way. All right, y'all. Right here is the drain plug for the manual transmission on an IS300. I have a 15/16 socket and a bucket. So I'm gonna go ahead and I've already cracked it loose. That thing kind of tight. I have no clue how long this is. Good God. Here we go. Oh shit. Alright. That's dope. That stuff's black as night. It definitely needed to be changed. Oh, here went my crush washer. Simple enough. Clean my hands off and let this finish draining, and then we can start on this drive shaft. All right, y'all, got the 4 bolts out. Drive shaft is off up there. Hopefully y'all can see that. Them boys was tight. You're gonna definitely have to have some leverage on them things, but they came out. You do have these 2 little shims that go on top of this carrier bearing. Kind of more or less doing this for my reference, just so I don't forget them. But yeah, here it is laying. I'm gonna go ahead and make some weird noises as I crawl under here. Slide this thing out. There we go. So that's that. I don't have no fluid, so I'm definitely gonna have to stop by the parts store tomorrow and pick up, I believe it's $75.90. But yeah, this is probably where I'm gonna leave it for tonight. I might go ahead and pull the console out so I can pull the shifter and have that ready. But other than that, so far it's not too bad. I just know it's gonna be them bellhousing bolts. It's gonna be the bitch. All right, I got the center console out. You have 2 12mm bolts. That's underneath the caps of your armrest. You got to pull them caps off. You got 2 bolts in there. After you get to those, you got a couple Phillips screws down in there, in here, and here on the sides. Like I said, I'm not going to really do a how-to on this, but I will link the dude's video that I'm following to do this, because honestly, without dude's video, I probably wouldn't be able to figure this out. So time to get this shifter off. So after you take out these 4 10mm screws, your boot will come up. Then you have another little boot here, exposing 4 more 10mm screws that you just taken out. Then this thing will just slide right on out. And from there, it should be ready to drop, I would imagine. So we just got to pull the trans cross member there and get the bellhousing bolt starter, whatnot like that. And sounds easy. Let's see. Alright, y'all, we're back. I'm under here. We got to remove this slave. It's 2 12mm bolts here, and I believe a 14 on the back side on a bracket. Then after that's done, we're going to start working on these bellhousing bolts. I believe they're 14s and 17s mixed throughout. Finally got the exhaust off, but unfortunately we did have to cut it. It is what it is. It's not that big a deal. But as for now, I'm gonna get back to work. All right, y'all, we got the trans out. As you can see, it really wasn't, you know, too terrible so far. Getting it back in might be another issue. We did have to drop the cradle subframe, whatever you want to call it. We dropped her down about an inch or 2. We still got the nuts in there holding them on, but we dropped those down. The rear main still looks good. Pilot bushing's questionable, or pilot bearing's questionable. I'm not sure if I'm going to change it yet or not. Same goes for the throwout bearing. I might just leave the one that's in the trans alone, just because the one that came with the kit is, 1, is probably junk. 2, it looks like it's been dropped and it's got a dent in it, and I really don't want to take a risk on that. See, it's a Toyota clutch. I'm assuming this is probably the OEM clutch that come in this car. Pressure plate's got a few hot spots on it. Clutch is pretty glazed over. And as you can see, the dual mass, it's got a lot of scoring hot spot, a little bit of material in it. So definitely was time to replace this. Levi's persuaded me to change this pilot bearing. I didn't really want to, I was being lazy, but it felt a little weird. So he's doing the newspaper trick here, and it's actually working fairly easy. One more time, it should be out, hopefully. That shit wasn't focused at all, but it happens. You couldn't have picked a fancier glass to do this, though.
I like to be fancy every once in a while, bro.
Yeah, this might not be the car to do it on.
This is the fanciest car we got, man.
Damn, that's saying something.
It is saying something. This is a dog tire. It's a Lexus, bro.
She's getting there. See if she do. Oh, where it was.
There she is, bro.
That wasn't too bad. Not getting all this junk out.
Oh, that's easy work.
Damn, that thing come out in the whole donut.
Yeah. There it is.
That's dope.
See?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Got a socket now.
Socket. I got this hammer right here.
There she went.
Is, boy.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you.
No problem, bro.
You got that thing clean pretty good.
Yep. I cleaned the shit out of it.
Looked like it come with some sort of oil on it to keep it from rusting or something. Yeah.
They do.
Man, she's a tight fit, but sure how you got roped into doing this, but I'm not gonna complain.
Cause this is what I do, Dakota. I show up, I put y'all stuff together, I go home.
See you fixing to just dug these motherfuckers too.
Did you say torque?
I believe that's what come out my mouth. Not a stutter. I'm just saying, this little gun here.
I think that is a torque to exact spec on that little gun right there. I think that gun.
Turn her down to 1.
No, she's all the way up. I think's the correct spec. You turned this down, didn't you?
Yeah, she on 1.
Here, say that ain't strong enough. I ain't gonna pull that all the way down.
Yeah, I mean we can try 2.
Did you say 3?
Or send it.
You said 3. I heard you say 3.
That definitely done her. See the fingers?
Yeah. We're just gonna keep.
Yeah, just go around now.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking tight. I'll tell you that much. I'll have to edit that out. Cuss words. I don't know how tight that is, but I can tell you what.
I can tell you what. That's perfect.
It's tight.
It's ready to go back together, old bud.
I guess we should cut them studs.
I guess we should just throw strands in. I'm ready.
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean.
So whatever you want to do, I'm already here.
I'll slide that bitch over here. You notice this?
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
O2 sensors was cut. There wasn't even one in the exhaust. It was just a hole.
Actually, it's not just the whole part of the O2 sensors in there. It's broke off.
Really?
Yeah, I looked at it.
Holy shit. Question is, we actually gonna do this right and put all them back?
I mean, no.
I'm just saying.
I got them sitting here. We'll see how this goes.
I mean, we can try and go straight up, but the way we done it, I kind of held the front, and he kind of held the back, and we just manned that. But get under this bitch.
It's in.
Oh shit! What was that?
That was it.
Put a bolt in it. I'll do anything. Your hair's very wet and it just went in my mouth and I don't know what it was.
I don't know why my hair's wet.
Hey, y'all, we're gonna get this trans in.
You hook up the O2 sensors?
Yeah, O2 sensors hooked up.
Okay.
We got the drive shaft hooked up. The back portion of the exhaust is still off, but we got the manifold bolt back up. MAF is in. Intake's on. That's really it. We're filthy as shit.
Going on right now.
I ain't showing my face.
Show your face.
I ain't. I am not.
Give them a quick whip. There we go.
Alright. Pause that if you want to laugh at me. Shit. The keys! Alright, we're gonna try and start this thing. I didn't change the throwout bearing because I didn't want to trust the XTD. So hopefully it's the right length and whatnot.
Using my Nixon lantern. Battery dead.
It's the terminals are just loose. I can't get them to tighten up. We're gonna find out. We got a lot brighter lights. Alright y'all, here we go. Sick. Let's button this shit back up. Alright y'all, I ain't 100% sure, so we're gonna see. I got this Redline MT90 here. Got lucky, found it at an O'Reilly, and this is GL4 specific. I heard a lot of stuff about people saying not to run GL5 in these cars, so glad I found this. I'm not sure if I can pour through this hole, but I'm going to because I really don't want to use a transfer pump into the fill hole, so we're just going to pour this. I got the fill hole, I got the fill plug loose, or I got the fill plug out. That way we're just going to fill it up, and if it don't come pouring out of the fill plug within 3 quarts, we got a problem. But here we go. Drive shaft's in, so we ain't got to worry about it leaking. Drain plug's in. So. Oh! God dang. Go down, girl. And we had her to the brim. That was questionable. Alright, there's quart 2. Alright y'all, here's the 3rd quart. I'm not exactly sure on the capacity of this, so we're just going to pour until we see it come out. I don't even know. They might hear some heavy breathing behind me. Time to... I 100% missed the trans, by the way.
I heard something running out, but I don't see it. It's landed on the map, bro. Thanks.
I apologize.
Oh, there it is.
Oh God, the battery's flashing on the camera.
Damn it.
Well, she's full, boys. God dang. Y'all, I really hate to end the video this way, but I got a lot of buttoning up left to do with just the interior. I still haven't even got the interior put back together from when I painted this thing, so I'm just gonna take the time, put this car back together. I still need to change the oil too, because I've never done it since I bought it. It's not like I put a lot of miles on it or anything, but I'd rather just be safe than sorry and just go ahead and change it. I ran it through all the gears, even reverse, and everything seems to be doing okay so far. We haven't obviously got it on the ground yet to see how it's actually gonna do. So we'll see that in another video. Like I said, I'm gonna be the guinea pig for this clutch. I'm not sure how many of y'all have actually ran it, but we'll see how it does. For 250 bucks shipped, we'll see. But my camera is still flashing the battery light, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this off here. So until next time, peace.